A man opens his eyes in a concrete cell. The walls are bare. The ceiling is bare. There's a bed, a shelf, and a rectangular hole cut through the floor and the ceiling above. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know how he got here. And the man sharing his cell is already watching him with a calm, unsettling smile. His name is Goring, and he's just woken up in what might be the most horrifying prison ever built. Goring's cellmate, Trimagasi, wastes no time explaining the rules. They're inside a structure called the Pit, a vertical tower with hundreds of identical cells stacked on top of each other. Once a day, a large stone platform lowers itself through the holes in each floor, carrying food from the very top. Whatever the people at higher levels don't eat is passed down to those below them, and whatever those people don't eat goes further down, and on, all the way to the bottom. Their cell is on level 48. Trimagasi tells him that's not too bad. But then the platform arrives. It comes through the ceiling and stops in their cell for a brief time before continuing down. It's covered in gourmet food, elaborate dishes that look like they came from a 5-star restaurant. But the people on levels 1 through 47 have already had their way with it. The remains are picked over and half-eaten. Goring refuses to touch any of it, but he spots one thing sitting untouched among the mess, a perfectly intact apple, and he slips it into his pocket to save for later. That's when the cell starts to warm up. Trimagasi explains the one rule that every prisoner learns fast. You cannot hoard food once the platform has moved on. The system monitors it. The temperature in the cell rises until you either return what you took or you boil alive inside these concrete walls. Goring throws the apple back onto the platform, and the heat disappears. He's beginning to understand exactly what kind of place this is. Prisoners are randomly reassigned to a new level every single month. You could go from level 10 to level 180 overnight, and there's no way to know in advance. You just wake up somewhere new. Each prisoner is allowed to bring one personal item into the pit with them. Goring brought a copy of Don Quixote. Trimagasi brought a self-sharpening knife. There's something deeply deliberate about that choice. Trimagasi fills in the rest of the picture over the following days. He tells Goring that he's already been as low as level 132. At that depth, the platform arrives completely empty. There's nothing left. He and his previous cellmate had to find another way to survive. He says this without flinching. Goring doesn't ask what they ate. Then one day, a woman drops through the ceiling on the platform itself. She's battered and bleeding. Her name is Miharu. She rides the platform all the way down every single month, searching every level. Trimagasi explains quietly that she's looking for her son. Goring watches her disappear through the floor, not sure what to make of her, but unable to look away. He and Trimagasi spend the rest of the month getting to know each other. Trimagasi is in the pit for manslaughter. He bought an expensive knife sharpener from a TV ad, then saw an ad for a better version the very next day, and threw his television out the window in a fit of rage. A man walking on the pavement below was crushed and killed. Trimagasi shows almost no remorse. He says the man was an illegal immigrant and shouldn't have been there. Goring, on the other hand, is here by choice. He volunteered to spend 6 months in the pit in exchange for a certified diploma. He thought he understood what he was signing up for. He was wrong. The month ends. Goring goes to sleep. When he wakes up, something is very different. He can't move. His wrists are bound and he's gagged, flat on his back on the bed. Trimagasi sits beside him, that same calm expression on his face. He tells Goring, almost apologetically, that they've been reassigned to level 171. At level 171, the platform arrives empty every single day. Trimagasi has no intention of letting Goring die, not all at once anyway. He explains that he plans to cut thin strips of flesh from Goring's body, just enough to keep himself alive, while keeping Goring breathing for as long as possible. He says he's sorry. He says he really doesn't want to do it. But this is what survival looks like at level 171. Goring argues with him. He tells Trimagasi that whatever happened with the immigrant might have been an accident, but this won't be. This one is a choice. Trimagasi nods slowly and says that the ones above are the ones responsible, not him. Day after day passes. The platform drops through the ceiling and rises back up, empty every time. On the 8th day, Trimagasi finally makes his move. He draws the knife and starts to cut into Goring's leg. Goring can't fight back. He can't even scream properly through the gag. And then something drops through the ceiling. Miharu. She lands on the platform above them and immediately attacks Trimagasi, knocking him down with a wine bottle before he can react. She uses his own knife to finish him off. Then she cuts Goring free. Goring is barely holding together. He's bleeding, he's traumatized, and he's just watched his cellmate get eliminated right in front of him. But before Miharu continues down, she does something that shocks him even more. She feeds him a piece of Trimagasi's flesh and eats some herself. Then she's gone. For the rest of that month, Goring survives on what Trimagasi left behind. It's one of the darkest stretches of the entire film. He starts to hallucinate. Trimagasi appears to him, calm and mocking, telling him that he never showed any real sympathy for him, that he looked down on him from the start. Goring can't argue back. He's not sure anymore if Trimagasi was ever wrong about him. When the gas comes at the end of the month to knock him out, it's almost a relief. He wakes up on level 33 with a new cellmate, a woman named Imagiri, and her dog, Ramesses II. And here's where things get genuinely strange. Imagiri already knows who Goring is. Before coming to the pit, Imagiri worked for the administration. She was the official who conducted intake interviews for new prisoners. She interviewed Goring herself, but here she is, on the inside. She was recently diagnosed with terminal cancer and volunteered to enter the pit to try to improve conditions from within. She's going to have a very hard time with that. Imagiri rations herself carefully, only eating on alternating days and letting Ramesses II eat on the days she skips. She also has information. She tells Goring that the pit has exactly 200 levels, and that if every person ate only what they actually needed and left the rest, there would be enough food for everyone, all the way to the bottom. Goring has been here long enough to understand why that's almost impossible. She tries anyway. When the platform drops to level 34, she leans over and explains patiently to the two men below that they have a responsibility to leave enough food for those beneath them. The men on 34 have just come from level 88. They're half-starved and furious. They tell her exactly what they think of her responsibility speech and eat as much as they can out of spite. Goring threatens to do something unpleasant in their food to make them comply, which gets a grudging reaction. But Imagiri points out that this approach only works downward and no one can threaten the people above. The system can't be fixed from level 33. Then Miharu drops through the ceiling again. She's injured this time. Goring and Imagiri help her. They feed her, tend to her wounds, and Goring keeps an eye on things while she recovers. It seems, briefly, like a moment of genuine human connection. Then Goring hears a noise and goes to look. Miharu has gone for the dog. He breaks up the confrontation, but the damage is done. Ramesses II doesn't survive. Miharu leaves shortly after, and when Goring mentions the son she's searching for, Imagiri goes very quiet. She interviewed Miharu 10 months ago. Miharu came to the pit alone, as she has no children, no family. Her personal item was a ukulele. The son doesn't exist. Whatever Miharu is looking for down there, it isn't real. Imagiri eats less and less as the month goes on. Goring can't tell if it's grief or the cancer or something else entirely. When the gas comes, he doesn't know what he'll wake up to next. He wakes up on level 202. Imagiri told him the pit only goes to level 200. She was wrong. Level 202 exists, and the platform that arrives is scraped completely clean. There isn't a crumb left. Goring looks around the cell and finds Imagiri. She's hanged herself. This is the lowest point of the film, and Goring has to survive another month in it. He does what he has to do. The hallucinations come back. Trimagasi and Imagiri both visit him. Imagiri apologizes for lying about the levels, though she genuinely didn't know. Trimagasi is his usual self, half comforting and half mocking. Goring rides it out, then he wakes up on level 6. For the first time since he entered the pit, there's food, real food. So much food that he can barely remember what hunger felt like. His new cellmate is a man named Baharat, who's been planning his own escape. He's rigged a rope and intends to climb up through the levels to the very top and get out. When the platform arrives, he starts climbing while the people on level 5 hold his rope. They let go. Then they urinate on him from above as he falls back down. Goring watches all of this and then makes Baharat an offer. He has a different idea, and it doesn't involve climbing up. He proposes that the two of them ride the platform down, level by level, and personally enforce food rationing. They'll carry weapons. They'll distribute only what each level needs, and not a crumb more. If people resist, they'll use force. And at the end of it all, There will be enough food left to reach the bottom. It's not a perfect plan, but it's the only plan either of them has. Baharat agrees. They arm themselves and climb onto the platform when it arrives. From level 7 onward, they start controlling the food. Some prisoners are grateful, others are furious. Some fight back hard enough that Goring and Baharat are forced to get brutal about it. They take injuries. They dish out worse ones. Around the middle of their descent, the platform stops at a cell where a man named Brambang is waiting. He's in a wheelchair, and he knows Baharat. He has something to say to both of them. He tells them that violence is less effective than conversation, that what they're doing will mean nothing if the administration never knows it happened. Then he makes a suggestion. There's a dish on the platform, a panna cotta, a small dessert that the kitchen prepares each day and that almost nobody bothers to eat. Brambang tells them to protect it, keep it completely untouched, all the way back to the top. Let it arrive at level 0 in perfect condition. That will be the message. That will show the administration something is changing in the pit. Goring and Baharat take the panna cotta very seriously from that point on. The descent gets harder. Somewhere in the lower levels, they find Maharu being attacked by another prisoner. They fight to protect her, but they can't get there in time. She's gone by the time the fight ends. Both men are more badly injured than before. They keep going. The platform passes level 250, then further. Eventually it stops at level 333. There's nothing in the numbers that prepared them for that. Imogwiri said 200. Goring estimated 250. They're now at 333 and the platform has finally come to rest. They climb off to look around. Then the platform drops without them. Both men watch it go, sinking away into the darkness below level 333. They're stranded. Goring stares into the hole in the floor and starts to understand that neither of them is getting back up. Then he hears something from under the bed. A child, a little girl, hidden in the shadows, was watching them with wide eyes. She can't be more than 10 years old. She has no food and no adult with her. She comes out slowly when they approach, and when Goring gets a clear look at her face, something clicks. She looks exactly like Maharu. Maharu wasn't searching for her son. She was searching for her daughter, and she found her every single month somewhere in the depths of this tower, because the girl is somehow always here, always on the last level. Baharat is still holding the panna cotta. Goring looks at the girl, then at the dessert, and makes the call. They give her the panna cotta. The message, the pristine, untouched signal meant for the administration, goes to the child instead. Then both men pass out from their injuries. Goring dreams again. Trimagasi is there. He tells Goring he did something brave today, riding all the way from level 6 to distribute the food. Then he asks whether Goring plans to eat Baharat next. Imogwiri appears in the dream and says something odd. She says Ramesses II is the message. Then Baharat shakes Goring awake and says the girl is the message. Goring looks to the platform and sees her sleeping peacefully on it, rising upward. He jolts awake again. It was a dream, all of it. But the real Baharat is there, and he looks at Goring and says the same thing. The girl is the message. Then Baharat goes still. His injuries were too much. He doesn't wake up again. The girl is still alive. Goring waits for the platform, then brings her to it and places her carefully on top. When the platform begins to descend, he climbs on it with her. At the bottom of the shaft, the darkness opens up just enough for one more hallucination. Trimagasi appears at Goring's side. He tells Goring that this is the end of the road, that the platform goes all the way up to level 0 from here, but that Goring doesn't need to be on it. Goring says he's the bearer of the message. Trimagasi says the message requires no bearer. Realizing that Trimagasi is right, Goring stands back, and the two watch the sleeping girl ascend on the platform. So what exactly did the ending mean? The panna cotta idea was never going to work. When it arrives at level 0 untouched, the kitchen assumes it was returned because something was wrong with it. The people at the top can't conceive of solidarity. They reinterpret everything to protect the system. But a child is different. There's no record of her, no explanation for her, no way to dismiss her. She's proof that the system is broken in ways it can't talk its way out of. If you want to see more horror breakdowns like this one, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss one. Thanks for watching.